You're getting on my nerves, little lady, and I'm far from being the only one. I get the sense he meant from all of this to be threatening. Instead, I'm elated after a week of running around like a headless chicken, unsure if I was getting anywhere. Finally, I get a compliment. If there's one thing I learned back in Lodestar, it was that you only know you're doing your job correctly when someone powerful gets visibly mad.
I have no idea what you mean.
No need to play dumb, especially considering your natural. The Heart Hole, Double Spiral, DSI, Torque's Den. How does it feel to have made enemies absolutely everywhere? He scoffs at me with pure contempt. Listen, I will speak as plainly as humanly possible to get this through your little head, since it's obvious you're not willing to read the obvious signals. You were hired for one thing, and one thing only, little lady, to suck at your job, and you couldn't even do that correctly. People keep stopping by my limo this week, telling me, Kaiser, we keep trying to make her understand how hopeless she is, but she won't get a clue. She doesn't have any evidence. She doesn't have any testimony, but she still goes around knocking on everyone's door, causing disturbance. It's such a fucking headache. Usually I try to be a jovial host, so I cheer them up. She's not that much of a dunce, I say. She's making mountains out of molehills to make herself seem useful, I say. She's about to stop. But you, in your infinite idiocy, decided to prove me wrong in the most spectacular fashion by knocking on my very own door, forcing my hand, threatening me even. Are you autistic or something? Huh? Can't read basic fucking social clues? Stop for 1 second and ask yourself, Cui bono? Who even fucking wants you to solve anything, let alone this case? See, this city has a delicate system set in place. Usually it's flawless, but ever since you started tinkering with it, it's been having these irritating malfunctions, and it's driving people.
Are you done?
A weird, disgusting sound, something between a gargle and a bark, escape his throat. Unbelievable.
All I'm hearing is that you're in possession of some information that might help me solve the puzzle I was presented with. If that's the case, I'm going to ask you to share it.
I swear, you're absolutely irredeemable, you fucking garbage dump of a woman. How do I get through all the rubbish in your head to drive my point in? Don't you know who I am? Tell me the truth or else I want to see your higher-ups. You are the one who had Callahan's place wired.
Oh, I know who you are. You are the person who had Callaplan's place wired, which makes you a possible witness of sort, or even a suspect.
Psh, for Christ's sakes, woman, get real! Even if your accusation were correct, then who, pray tell, who would you report them to? Do you even know what kind of people I answer to?
No? Care to acquaint us?
Is that really what you want? You want to know who pulls the strings? Give me 10 minutes and I can arrange a meeting, but this is your last chance to turn back. If you don't, I can tell you now, you're going to be sorry.
The Big Kahuna. Finally, now we're talking.
Yes, the Big Kahuna. So this is your final answer, huh?
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. He takes out his phone and begins furiously typing. I relax in the seat. Finally, we're getting somewhere. It might be dangerous, yeah, but at least I will finally get a clue of what's going on. I'm just saying, this is a point of no return. My boss doesn't fuck around. Best case, you're going to beg him to take you in. Whatever, keeps grumbling under his breath, but I'm not even listening. I just watch the street to go by. ... Until out of the blue I experience a strong sense of foreboding. A shadow. First spot her in the corner of my eye. She's hovering next to Kaiser with an expression that's possible to discern. When she speaks, the voice is machine-like yet otherworldly.
Fine. We're 5 minutes away or so. Get the boys ready to give her the Mel Gibson special.
The moment he puts away his phone, the silhouette disappears. So the shadow was representing the other person on the line. Interesting. They're talking about us. Give us the Mel Gibson special. We're 5 minutes away. Better start figuring out the way you might prove yourself useful to the Honcho. There is no Honcho.
My god, of course this motherfucker is setting me up. I need to get out of here. Now. I do the first thing that comes to mind. I grab the door handle and pull. He notices me scrambling and struggles to grab me.
Hold up, you stupid fucking cunt!
Glass breaking. Loud thuds of something heavy hitting the asphalt. Tires screeching. I think he grabbed me. I think he tried to pull me back in. I think we fell out of the limo. I think his body cushioned my fall. But I'm struggling to process what's going on. It's like I'm blanking out. When I come to, he's already attempting to get up, cursing under his breath. The limo has stopped a little further in, but whoever the driver is, he's not coming out.
Fucking!
When he stands up, he will be out for vengeance. He's an older vampire who knows how strong he is. I need something that will give me the advantage. The pepper spray, of course. This probably won't be as effective as it would be on a living person, but it's still worth a try. I limp toward the asshole, disarm the device, aim toward his eyes, and unload the entire canister.
Ah!
It worked. It actually worked. I keep up the offensive. I punch him, kick him, throw him around, and pummel him. I smash his head against the curb. I struggle to harm him in whatever way I can, like a fried animal. I don't know how long it lasts. Might be 1 minute. Might be eternity. The driver steps out of the limo to help his boss, but once he sees what I'm doing to him, he runs away in a panic. Feels good. Feels absolutely horrible. Once I'm done, I sit on the curb and scream my lungs to avoid crying. Then I look at him. He seems shocked, barely hanging on. I know what I've done was extremely stupid. I did hear how he's one of the most influential figures in the city, but that's probably why he never expected to get his ass whooped, especially by someone like me. When he speaks again, his voice is pathetic, surprisingly close to a whimper.
You'll pay! You'll fucking pay! You're lost, mislaid, and abandoned property of a woman!
He's unwell, talking nonsense. I approach him again. You wanted to have me whacked? Would you think I'm stupid?
You needed to be taught a lesson!
Well, would you look at who ended up teaching who? Now talk. Tell me everything you know about Callahan's final death. All of it.
Go to hell, you can fuck me up however bad you want. I'm still not going to tell you shit. You try anything, there will be consequences. There will be retribution. My mouth is shut.
He might be my last chance to solve the case, but if I don't force him to talk, he won't. There's a burgeoning thought in my mind, but it scares even me. Do I dare to push him to the edge? Make him suffer until he squeaks? I will do whatever is necessary! The end justifies the means, duh! Well, I'm sure you will open your mouth if I do this. I put his shin against the curb.
Wait, what?
And kick him with all my strength.
Ah!
It's a compound fracture. I barely managed to suppress my gag reflex. It feels like I'm dissociating.
You fucking psycho! You fucking psychotic bitch!
He's an actual weeping, like a child. It totally shatters the thought image he was trying to project earlier. Like this is the first time anyone has ever posed physical violence against him. What if it is? You either start talking or the other leg goes, then the hands, then I will get creative. I tried to collect myself and put his other leg against the curb.
I'll talk! I'll fucking talk!
The kick connects. It's a light one, a sadistic feint. Still managed to get a pathetic whimper out of him. Then talk! But this has better be good! He looks at me with pure fury, then begins to speak through clenched teeth.
You wanna know who was in Callahan's office before he died, little lady? Everyone. Fucking everyone, and their mother was there. Van der Weyden, Aisling, Arturo, and Panhard, that Khmer douche motherfucker Torque with his sidekick. All of them. Callahan thought that the only way out was to pit them all against each other, or to ally with every single one of them. Little did he know, it was in all of their best interest for him to just fucking die.
That's good, that's great. But who killed him?
I have no fucking idea!
That won't do. Once again, I put his egg in a potentially disastrous position. In response, he starts howling maniacally.
You fucking sadist! You fucking monster woman! I really have no idea!
Who kept complaining to you about me? Who is responsible for getting rid of the evidence?
Everyone! Everyone did! God damn it, Callahan had dirt on everyone and antagonized everyone, so it took everyone to fucking bring him down! All evidence is gone, every theory is equally true, so none of it is. Don't you see, you fucking cunt? Everyone is complicit, so nobody is. Why the fuck do you think Sophie Langley is no longer around? Why is Torque no longer pretending to be a revolutionary? Why are free agents involved? Why are they shutting you up tomorrow?
Shutting me up? Who?
Can't you connect the dots, you dumb whore? What are you, fucking retard?
Somebody's about to get... Julia! I look back over my shoulder and see Khadir. Bloody hell, what is wrong with you? Khadir, you're out of control. This is why I didn't want you to get involved. I had a hunch. A hunch that the moment you get a whiff of true power, all brakes will be off. Look, you're talking nonsense. You're out of your damn mind. I should have you in for a potential masquerade breach. Just let me explain myself. This ugly fucker tried to have me beaten, maybe even killed. Don't you care about that?
I have no idea, Sheriff. No idea. She's dangerous. She's a psychopath. She's a psychopath. She's psychotic.
Shut the fuck up! I can't control myself. I kick him where I know it will hurt him the most.
Ah, my fucking leg!
Stop this right now, you goddamn idiot! I freeze in place. I've never heard him use that tone with me. I will take care of you in a moment in my car, Kaiser. Hold on. I'm not done questioning him yet. It looks like there's a major conspiracy to... I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, and you're gonna be glad I leave it at that. If you do that, I'm gonna have to assume you're complicit. That's worth 2 strikes in my book. You don't want to risk a third. So that's that, huh? Tell me, what was all of my footwork even for?
We'll be seeing each other, little lady.
Can you hear this? Go home, Julia. But go home. Fine, I will. But before I do, I take a quick peek into Kaiser's limo, still abandoned a little further down the street. I skipped the church visit again tonight. I want more time to finish this report. Who knows? It might be my final one. I want to spend more time with Dakota. Yeah, just forget about the rest of the world. A lot happened tonight, but I can still manage to be at our apartment an hour earlier than usual. She should be glad. I sneak into the apartment as silently as possible, trying to surprise her. When I reach the bedroom, I see something unexpected. It hits me like a ton of bricks. At the beginning, I can't properly parse the sight. But when I finally understand what I'm looking at, it causes a wave of terror and disgust to swell up inside my chest. Chip! So basically, this is Dakota wearing Julia's clothes, and she's smoking Julia's cigarette. For some reason, like, she's... What the fuck? Exclamation mark. She's shocked to see me, doesn't know what to do. She's like a deer in headlights, or a schoolgirl poorly trying to hide her misdeeds from her teacher. You're early. Yes, I am. These are my clothes, Dakota. These are my cigarettes. That's my jewelry on the table. Yeah, I was, And I'm pretty sure, God Almighty, I thought I was just being neurotic whenever I noticed something dreadful familiar in you. I can explain. Please do explain. A good 10 seconds of awkward silence pass. I can see her spending an eternity in her head. This isn't what it looks like. Oh my god, is it exactly what it looks like? I will just come out and say it.
Dakota? Are you single white femaling me?
It all makes sense now.
No, come on, no!
I thought I was the leech in this relationship.
We watched that movie together. We made fun of Jennifer Jason Leigh together. A roommate stalking and imitating her own roommate. Ha ha ha. What a concept, right?
But I was being fed up in a far more sinister way before knowing it.
Don't be silly. Silly? I never even been this serious with you.
So whenever she put on my makeup, whenever I use her as a mirror, was she always hyping me up because she wanted to live as vicariously through me?
So many little things make sense in retrospect. The little ways you kept modulating your speech after me. The weird ways our tastes were always compatible. Some of your arts feeling so familiar. None of it would trigger any alarm by itself, and yet...
She's as humanly embarrassed as possible.
Julia, listen. Don't fucking touch me!
I can barely think of anything more repulsive than being put on a pedestal like this. It's like the other person is begging me to perceive them as someone worse, if not outright subhuman.
Don't be like this! Just don't! You know, this will probably be infinitely more palatable if you talk to me like a person here and not like, I don't know, your fucking mommy! ... You know what? Fuck you. I've been locked in this apartment by myself because all of the pandemic shit going on, it's fucking me up. I know you have it hard right now, so I didn't want to bother you. Yeah, I was counting on you to ask about how I'm feeling. Babe, how is your work-life balance? Aren't you feeling claustrophobic? Hey, is it just me, or is our drug supply wordlessly shrinking too fast? But no, you're too much of a self-centered bitch! You regularly suck me dry, and it's okay, but the moment I entertain to the thought of taking something in return, I'm crossing a line? Oh no, I'm a member of an immortal elite secret society. It's so hard to cope, Dakota. Whenever I gracefully decide to visit our apartment, let's just do what I enjoy until the pain stops. Fuck you! Fuck you! Sincerely, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you! There's nothing you can do but take, and you should already have learned by now that just taking won't make you happy, you big dumb bitch! Stop. Just...
I don't know what to say. I feel disgusted, both with her and myself.
Just stop.
Dakota breaks down crying. She grabs a jacket and a purse. She runs out of the apartment. I don't try to stop her. I stand there for a short while in silence, and then lock the door. Did she take the keys? I don't know. I don't know if I care. I desire it for someone else, not for myself. For a way to open a different world, not get locked back in mine. I collapse onto the soft bed. I smell a perfume. I always liked it, but now it makes me slightly nauseous. I try not to think of Dakota. I think of Kaiser. I think of Kadia. I think of Callahan. No matter what I think of, I sense doom. I feel like I just sealed my fate, whatever it may be. Everything fucking sucks. Back into the void. Back into the void. Back into the void. For me, it always starts with an image. ... We see the chairs and the shadows. An image which might be vaguely eerie or interesting, but usually not an image that would provoke particularly strong feelings by itself. Usually, it adds a mystery. That much is correct. But that mystery doesn't exist without a text, or more specifically, a context. Context is everything. One way or another, you need to process what you're looking at. Maybe that context will be something you heard or overheard. Maybe, although it's quite rare and pretty special, it will be your very own creative captivating complete interpretation. Or ghost of an idea. Is this a half-forgotten memory of something unspeakably beautiful I will never see ever again? just a scene from a movie? A fragment from a music video? An animation? Or maybe this really is the last thing Callahan ever saw in his own life. Warm sunbeams caressing his skin, turning it to ash. A giant ball of fire engulfing his body in flame from 93 million miles away. Was he terrified? Was he grateful? There's no will, no suicide note, no nothing. Instead, we can only count on what the local historian will write, presumably letting their biases shape the narrative one way or another. What am I looking at here? This is the scene where Dakota is doing her makeup. A horrible, laughable hall of mirrors. A creep whom I never want to see again. A vampire much more despicable than myself. Or maybe someone who loved taking care of me and deserved to be cared for in return. Funny thing, whenever I was high as a kite, mentally lost in dimension parallel to ours, she was my anchor. Our shared history, my feelings for her were an anchor. Matthew McConaughey returning to his estranged daughter from the other side of the cosmos, from beyond the event horizon, guided by nothing but love. Murph! Then, whenever I got back to planet Earth, for a week or two, I was haunted by a memory of that affection. I was the best possible version of myself towards her. But that haunting always refused to transfigure into something real. What gradually took its place were angry, disappointing thoughts. And among them, one thought that I was always trying to suppress. I need someone who would know how to raise me up spiritually. But all I have is a sycophant who's always working her ass off to lift me up without understanding what I need. It's hurting us both. Having these words pop up in my head hurts me because they have a ring of truth to them, but also because I knew there must be another narrative, a better narrative. I was just too stupid to find it. Story of my life, story of my own life. I still have no idea what I think about this city. I had my the best city in the world phase. I had just a playground for wealthy fucktards phase. Now I'm in search for a better description. One day probably, will stumble upon like a piece of writing for a prestigious TV show scene that will contain just that, and suddenly I will look at this place with new eyes. Or maybe I won't. It's like the frustration I had back at Lodestar. All these words constantly trailing behind reality, trapping you in a useless mindset instead of bringing enlightenment. Fuck all those flashy writers whose main concern is furthering their own brand. Douchebags who present you with limited, pathetic, depressing realities where they are kings. Fuck them all to hell. We need words that will paint a brighter future before our eyes. But what if that can't be done without reinterpreting the past first? What if we haven't been defined the ills and threats correctly? Once again, my thoughts return to the same visual as been tormenting me for almost every waking moment of this past week. A senseless demise devoid of any context. A crime scene stripped of evidence. An image created by an unknown artist, designed to leave you dumbfounded. The investigation is over, all the possible avenues explored, all the non-testimonies are, and no concrete evidence found. The play is almost complete, the actor is ready to leave the stage. It is what it is. I failed as a detective, maybe through no fault of my own, but again, it is what it is. This case, this scene, this picture never needed an investigator. From what I understand, all the people in charge ever wanted was a talented writer.